Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk more about the Gina Carano situation because,
It's not just Gina Carano. It goes far beyond that.
Yeah. We thought that, it was just Lucasfilm being delighted that Gina Carano was gone. No, we actually have Disney Imagineers publicly saying they're so glad that she's gone.
At least one.
At least one. We're hearing back channel. There are more.
Well, there are other comments on Twitter that have tried to be deleted, but there are screen captures of them.
Yeah, so we have via Pirates and Princesses, via WDW Pro, we have some screenshots of Disney Imagineer Chris Kidder. Slam and Gina Carano saying, hey, this is great that Disney did this, getting all political, and then deleting his tweets, trying to erase it. But
he didn't delete, he locked his account.
He did lock his account. He locked his account. So let's talk about that and talk about this attitude at Disney. We actually started a video the other day talking about the Stories Matter group. Mm-hmm. Again, Pro has been talking about them. And if you think that Disney is done with wokeness or they're going to rein it in, they're not. They're going to double, triple, quadruple down on it. And Chris Kidder seems to be indicative of the kinds of people that Disney is employing right now.
Right. And and here's the thing. If saying things on one side politically is bad, then saying things on the other side politically should be bad too. I just think people should be allowed to say what they want to say within reason. But this whole idea that certain points of view get you punished, and other certain points of view don't, is ridiculous. Disney needs, again, to put in some kind of social media guidelines that are equitable, that they're clear cut and equitable for punishment.
Yeah, so before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 180,000 subs, hoping for 200,000 soon. Thank you for the support. It's much appreciated. And check out piratesandprincesses.net, where there is objective Disney news. Now, believe it or not, we worked in and around the company for a number of years.
Not now.
Disney probably won't have anything to do with us now, but Disney is, as a company, I'm going to be honest, I'm not impressed with the direction they're going in. I'm putting it very, very mildly. I do not like their political hot takes. I do not like them politicizing everything and clearly picking one side of the aisle over the other and making a big public show of it.
I just think it's bad business. I mean, as investors, it's effing bad business that you are deliberately attacking half your potential fan base, half your potential customer base. I have a problem with that. I mean, we personally lean left. You said you're libertarian. I'm independent, but we always lean left. And even as somebody who's not even included in the hate that they dish out, I'm saying this is bullshit because from a business standpoint, it is really, really stupid.
Yeah, this is. I mean, Disney. I mean, this is one thing they're going to have to figure out. Okay. A lot of your employees, especially the ones in Florida, are conservatives. A lot of them, I would say, are pretty hard conservatives, but they don't, publicly espouse those opinions. They just do their job.
Most people just do their damn job.
Like most people, right? A lot of your investors lean conservative. Disney is clearly pandering to one side of the aisle, especially last year.
Twitter.
Yeah, they're pandering to Twitter. And it's all kind of one and the same.
It is. And the people they're picking for the Stories Matter group and stuff are extreme. They seem to be in the camp of extreme leftism. And they're clearly pandering to one camp. And the thing is, it's really dumb to go with any extreme because I would say the same if they were going extreme right.
Yeah.
Going with extremes is not a good idea because it's a tiny percentage of the population. And you're in middle America, the majority, globally even. You're a global company. A lot of people in the world don't give two farts about whether you're far left or far right.
China does.
Yeah, it's not, and they're not going to side with some of the stuff that's not that they're trying to push.
Yeah, so anyway, this was posted by Pro this morning, I believe. I didn't even catch it until later.
I wasn't home.
Yeah, you were out and about. But yeah, so Chris Kidder, Disney Imagineer, who actually worked on Epcot and Spaceship Earth, which we're gonna talk about Spaceship Earth. We think it's gonna be the wokest ride in the park. I think they're gonna totally ruin it. But he's also working on Harmonious.
He's in California, but he's working on Spaceship Earth. Okay,
everything's in Glendale and Burbank.
They have their own Imagineers though out in Orlando.
They do, but most of the stuff comes from California. So anyway,
including the bullshit,
including the politics, including the woke bullshit. Chris Kidder celebrates the firing of Gina Carano coming from Pro.
And he got screenshots before he hid them.
We do have them, yeah. So here we go. Chris Kidder. If Lucasfilm can make sure Gina Carano won't be in another Star Wars related project, 100 U.S. senators can make sure Donald Trump is never allowed to hold public office again.
Well, you can't unless there's actual legit illegal behavior. Right.
Thank you for doing the right thing, Lucasfilm. Thank you for firing her because she made me feel bad. Now, this is, again, pros speculating. This is the view within the company. And it's not just this Imagineer. We're going to pull up some other examples. And we already knew this. Look, everybody knows. Current year, Disney is very, very woke. They're, hiring younger people, I think, that tend to be woke. A lot of old legends are, frankly, in my opinion, getting pushed out.
Yeah, they retired, whatever, and then suddenly he's over at a different company. Someone who retires isn't going to take a job in another company. I have a strong feeling. And we saw people that are people in, the streaming and movies and all that have been there for years. They've jumped ship too.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of people, and this is weird, and this might actually be worth looking into more. I might even look into it on Pirates and Princesses, that there are a lot of people leaving Disney, and I don't think it's all financial. Mm-mm. I think some of the people leaving, I think it might be political, or they don't want to get political, or frankly, they're old white men, and Disney would rather not have them. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, you look at the people getting gone, I'm like, this is a massive brain drain. You've got so many people, leaving animation, going to Skydance, go work with John Lasseter. You've got Joe Rohde now is working for SpaceX or something.
No, it's a program though. It was a
Virgin.
Virgin, that's it.
Yeah, and he's working for them. Like that is, I mean, it's cool that he's doing space stuff, but that's not really his forte. His forte is theme parks and immersion and all that. And they try to make it like, oh, he's just retiring, guys. Joe Rohde's just retiring.
Well, he might have been. I just find it questionable.
No. He got pushed out. He costs too much. He's too old and he's too white.
Probably.
I mean, that's it. And this is not what the company wants.
But a lot of people loved him. The thing is, he was bigger than Imagineering. His attitude was not that way.
No.
His attitude was never that way. But as far as Disney Parks fans were concerned, he was Animal Kingdom. And he was a huge deal. And he was always, they were even doing like Adventures by Disney where you can go to, was it Africa with, Joe Rohde and stuff. Yeah. They were taking trips so he could take you around their inspirations for Animal Kingdom and things. He was larger than life, which is a problem. Heck, in Disney Comics, you're not allowed to sign your name on your work because they want it to all be credited to Disney.
Yeah, the only reason that Don Rosa has his name on his comics is he trademarked his name. So if they want to do a Don Rosa collection, they have to go through Don to get the right to use the Don Rosa name on that. So he did like an end run around them. But yeah, Disney likes to pretend that like, it's just all the ideas just magically appear out of thin air. And really it's their talent. And I don't have a lot of faith if this is the next generation of Imagineering. At all. In fact, the other guy out there is like an Instagram drama queen. The one guy they're trying to prep to be the next Joe Rohde. He's too busy taking selfies.
That dude. Yeah, constantly. Yeah.
And then we've got this guy here. Now he did. This is his account just a couple days ago that he was working on. He was a producer on Epcot and Spaceship Earth. We're going to get to that, but he's protected now. But he was also throwing shade at people who didn't like Harmonious.
So what's going on with Harmonious is it's a new show that's coming. They have these giant barges, and they just brought a new one out. It's like a 6-story barge, and it's parked in the middle of the water. Now, if you're familiar with Illuminations, the barges would leave, and then they come in. Yeah. This one, I think, is more of a permanent structure.
Yeah.
And it kills the whole view over the lagoon. I mean, all you see is all this. During the day, all you see is this shit. And it is kind of ugly. People were upset about it. I mean, it is what it is. You can take pictures around it, but now, like, right where it is, you can't take the picture anymore from the pagoda. Create a picture of Spaceship Earth because these big giant things are right in the way, and that was a big popular photo spot.
Yeah, it was. It's one of the most popular. In Epcot,
right. So there are some issues here, and people have been upset about it. That they're like, wow, they kind of are not attractive. So I guess people were complaining.
Yeah. So, and I saw the pictures of it on Twitter, and people were, because it does. It ruins the view. And then look, I mean, Epcot is in shambles. It really is. Like they started doing all these construction projects, then they pulled back on things. We got a big freaking giant hole in the middle of Future World. It's really, they don't even know what Epcot is, but this guy's working on Epcot. People are complaining about it, and his reaction. Again, this is coming from an Imagineer, and you're putting out there you're an Imagineer on Twitter.
You're supposed to be guests. Are supposed to be what you're basing your stuff on.
Yeah, Diz Twitter versus reality, Epcot and Harmonious. You can't see his original tweet, but he was making fun of guests who are unhappy about it. It looks like a roller coaster to me. It doesn't. I mean, it looks like Six Flags. Six Flags over Mickey.
It reminds me of in Battleship they had the spinning, aliens. It's not attractive.
It's a Stargate. It's a new Stargate.
There you go, Stargate. At least with the other show, they would bring them in to the water so it wasn't obstructing the view. This does look pretty tacky, and now they have the new barge that's like a 6-story, and it completely blocks out everything. At least that you can see through. This other one you can't even see through it.
It's trash. I mean, look, people were complaining about it because they're not really sold on Harmonious anyway, I don't think.
I love how they spell it. They used to spell it the Harmony Us, and they had the US being capitalized because it's a story of us. And people were like mocking it. Myself might have been starting that. And they changed it now, just Harmonious, one word.
God.
I didn't tell you mock it. It was stupid.
So,
sorry.
So let's talk more about what is going on, the kind of the culture over at Disney right now. And we actually started doing a video the other day talking about, we're like, I don't know. Let's, you were actually like, I'm not really feeling this one. Let's not do it. And got it halfway through.
Well, I'm just like, because where do you draw a line? Because if you take a stand against this, they're going to be like, well, you're just against people you're an istaphobe. It's like you literally have a group of people going to every attraction. And my comment with that is, when you're paid to look for problems, you're going to find them. Whether or not it's something that really affects a lot of people. Like the redhead in Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't much of an issue. From a redhead, I wasn't offended. But the people that decided for me probably weren't even redheads.
Yeah. So Disney's got this, we thought the Lucasfilm story group was kind of a one-off. Like this is a Lucasfilm thing. They're in the Bay Area, whatever. And a lot of the problems we're having right now, the political problems, frankly, can be traced back to the story group. Well, Disney as a whole has the Stories Matter group, and these are the people who are deciding, whispering in Disney's ear, that a particular movie is problematic, it needs a content warning. The Muppets are problematic, it needs a content warning.
The ride's problematic, we have to consider the animatronic chimpanzee's feelings.
Yes.
Moving forward, and you think I'm kidding, and I'm totally serious.
So if you thought that Disney was just kind of overcorrecting this year because of Black Lives Matter, no, this is going to be the new normal at Disney. They've literally got a focus group of very woke people working in Imagineering who are going to go through and nitpick every damn thing to be current year. Doesn't matter if they offend, longtime fans of franchises or whatever. It's all about the now. What is now? They're talking about reworking Peter Pan's flight to take out the Native American scene. They're talking about, we've heard massive changes to the Hall of Presidents, possibly completely scrapping it and doing a Hamilton type thing with Weird Al and Lin-Manuel Miranda. We've heard changes coming to the American Adventure, which I think the American Adventure is actually a very well thought out, sensitive attraction.
Very balanced.
It's a very balanced attraction, but it's not enough. It's not current year. It's, these attractions are old and problematic.
Well, they were going to change. They got a lot of shit because they were going to change Spaceship Earth.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that What's His Nuts was working on, apparently.
Yes.
But they were going to do this, our shared story. And then people were upset about it because people like Spaceship Earth. They only want the ending changed because the ending sucked. But they were like, oh, no, we're just going to add this story light and like a very minor thing. So the story light's going to go around and basically control where you look was what the story light was supposed to be. That's what they said. And then they put out this art, which makes a whole new scene. And there's like a woman like Cleopatra that's there now.
Lecturing that.
Yes. And it's changed. This is not what was there before.
There was some artwork out there where it looked like they had Moana in it. It wasn't actually Moana.
It was like a grandma's the stingray and shit.
Yeah. So what we think again, we don't
IP. It's not our shared stories. How can we shove IP and politics into Spaceship Earth?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be IP so much as politics. Because they talk about being our shared story, which sounds a lot like the Stories Matter group. I really think they're going to go back and revise history, have revisionist history, and change Spaceship Earth to be a woker attraction. I have no doubt that they're going to go back and basically rewrite history on this Disney ride, just because they can, you know. And this is who's kind of calling the shots, running the show right now. And again, we're seeing a lot of older Imagineers get gone in different ways. Some of them retire. Some of them, I honestly think Joe Rohde got pushed out.
Right.
You know, he's still working. He's not working for Disney.
Again, if you're paid to find problems and be offended by things, you're going to find problems and be offended by things. When you stop finding problems and being offended by things, what job do you have?
Yep. So, you know, these are some of the people that are giving input to Disney right now. Chris Nee, who is apparently the creator of Doc McStuffins and a far-left activist.
That's a bummer, because our daughter loved Doc McStuffins.
Yeah, Doc McStuffins, man. Yeah, so saying, hey, Democrats basically need to stop thinking about Republicans, what their response will be, and just push them all out of office. Get rid of them. Balls to the wall, Dems. No playing both sides. For 2 years, you steamroll them, prosecute them, and push your agenda. Push your agenda through. This is the creator of Doc McStuffins. Wow. We've got this guy, Stephen Clay Hunter, who's an animator at Pixar. Go F yourself, Leader McConnell. Again, you're allowed to give your political hot takes if you work for Disney, as long as they're the right
and that's just what I'm saying. It's fine to me if Disney has no problem with them going out there and telling people to go fuck themselves. That should be that. Then it should be allowed on both sides. Like, if that's the case, then Gina Carano should be able to say, "Hey, you know, I understand why you're using pronouns. I don't feel comfortable using them, but I'm against bullying, so you know, I support you in using them." You know.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
Because they're just... You can tell they're equally bad there.
I know, right? Pedro Pascal, you know, he can
maybe if she just told them to go fuck themselves, she'd still have a job.
Probably, yeah, maybe. If she...
No, she wouldn't have. I'm just being sarcastic.
If she told, you know, Republicans to go fuck themselves...
then she would totally have a job.
She would have 100,000 retweets and, yes, queen, yes, you tell them.
And then here's the thing, like that right now they're all falling over Pedro Pascal. Well, that's great. Except Pedro Pascal, well, one, the fact that, you know, everything they fired Gina Carano for, he's already done and he's allowed to do it, apparently.
Yes.
And you know, so much for being, you know, pro-woman, you know, because you have this guy's allowed to say what he wants, but you have to silence the woman. So much for strong women there, Disney. But beyond that, as soon as Pedro Pascal does something these people don't like, or he sides with something they don't, or likes a tweet they don't like, or sides with somebody they don't like, then all of a sudden they're going to come for him. Because the problem is that they'll keep eating everybody else until they have no one else to eat, and they'll eat each other. And that's what's going to happen. But yeah, for Disney's they even said during their one meeting, their last investor call, they were talking about was it for Raya and the Last Dragon? They're talking about, you know, women's voices, strong female voices. We need more women's voices. And then they have a woman, but she's not allowed to have a voice. But the dude can.
She needs to shut up and mind her place. She needs to get her bitch ass back in the kitchen and pour some green milk.
That's right. Because, you know, I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with everything Gina Carano believes. I don't agree with everything she said. I don't have to. She does her job well. She did her job well. I didn't have to agree with everything she said. But I'm an adult enough to understand that, you know, she's allowed to have her opinion that might be politically different than mine, but that's her right. Like in a country that allows that.
Either look, here's the dilemma, you know, as a company. Either and this is the two-faced nature of Mickey Mouse these days. Either everybody is allowed to give their political hot takes as a Disney employee, or nobody is.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. If you fire Gina Carano for giving her hot takes, then all these other people that are out there giving their hot takes, they also should be terminated.
Well, and the Stories Matter, whatever the hell they call themselves group, my comment to that is, you know what? You can put diversity and inclusion in there, and that's fine. I think most people would agree that there's no issue there. Right. But you need to do it in a way that still stays true to things, and it still stays, you know, and you're doing good stories, good work. just going out and, worrying about what the chimpanzees feel like that you don't want to make fun of them when they're animatronic chimpanzees is a bit effing ridiculous.
You know what's really ironic about this is I think they're replacing the brown
skin.
That's
what I said.
The brown skin natives in the Jungle Cruise
with chimps?
With chimpanzees.
I know, I said that.
Nobody pulled them aside and said that's a bad idea.
That's what I said to you. I said, wait, they're replacing the brown skin people with monkeys?
Yes, that's...
And that's why I was like, wait, what? That's what I said when you told me this. I was like, what?
Yeah, Good luck with that.
You know what? They're really concerned about how animatronic chimpanzees feel.
They did. They wanted to make sure, because they're like, chimps are people too. They're basically people. They're 99% people. And, we gotta take their feelings.
They said they don't want to be made fun of. But then when you see the art, they're literally doing things that you make fun of them, that you'd be making fun of them for.
Yeah. It's not, you're going to woke yourself into oblivion here, Disney. You're never going to make everybody happy. And, again, the double standard that, some people can say whatever the hell they want to and other people can't is going to bite you in the ass.
Hey, look, I understand, like, on the Jungle Cruise, you want to make some changes because I can see where some things maybe not have aged well. And I could even, for Peter Pan, I can understand why they'd make the argument about taking Tiger Lily out because some things didn't age well. I can understand it to a point. I don't think they're completely wrong for every choice they make. But you know what? Take a poll with people or something. There's unilaterally deciding things, and they're saying that everybody can be felt heard and appreciated and respected. But you're just listening to a small group of people. You're not asking people that are actually indicative and representative of your audience. You're asking people that are extremely extremists, and they're a tiny group of what represents your audience. So if you want a bigger picture, you need a much broader, group to take, different kinds of people. You want different kinds of voices. You want people on the left. You want people on the right. You want people that are white. You want people that aren't white. You want people that are, different, religions and who aren't, and different things. And you want a group so you can, would this be offensive to you? Would this be offensive to you? And you actually discuss it. It sounds to me like you just have a bunch of far leftists who are out there telling everybody how they should think and feel as they stereotype the hell out of everything. And you're listening to those people.
In Glendale and Burbank, imagine that.
Because that's so indicative of the whole damn world, not even just the United States. You get guests from all over the damn world.
If you were politically moderate, even just slightly left, my advice I would give to you is get the hell out of Disney, because you're not going to be welcome.
That's what we're hearing. They're going to go after conservatives for sure, and they're going after moderates too.
Yes. If you don't signal that you're one of the quote unquote good guys on Twitter, you're probably going to get gone one way or another.
But they sure as hell want your money. They still as hell want them. They sure as hell want. Okay, if you take everybody out who they consider is considered right because it's right of what they consider okay, you're talking like 87% of the country at least. Okay. And I think I'm being generous there. It's probably more. And that's and globally too. So you're telling 80% of the people that if you aren't this far extreme, that we don't want you, we don't want your thoughts, we don't want your money.
Yes.
That's kind of what you're doing.
I don't think the executives that they have left are really thinking this through. You're literally telling a large portion of your customer base when you're way down, that you don't want them. You don't want them. They're not going to give you their money. They'll go to Universal. Like, I know Universal is run by left-wing people, but they're not as in your freaking face as Disney is now. They're like, we'll take everybody's money. This is supposed to be a ceasefire zone.
Right. You need to
demilitarize
take
zone. Politics
out of it. Is what you need to do. You need to be focused on good stories. And yes, you're going to have to look into it and make sure it's balanced. I don't think anybody faults you for that. I get that. I think that's necessary, but there's a balance there to be had, and there's definitely no balance at this point. And things need to be equitable. If one person does something and somebody else does the exact same thing, one person should be punished completely different than somebody else. Either they're not punished, or they get the same punishment, or there's some kind of guideline, some baseline, some rubric for what is okay and what isn't okay.
So my business advice, and I've thought long and hard about this, to anyone working in Imagineering is shut the fuck up and make roller coasters. Mm-hmm. That's literally it. Shut the fuck up.
Or make attractions.
They're all roller coasters now.
No, well,
they're almost all roller coasters.
They're not.
Because they're easy. It's easier to build a roller coaster than it is to make another haunted mansion. So just shut up, do your job.
Well, they're not going to make another. They're just all appropriators. They're not, it's ridiculous. People that actually cared about it and the guests loved, they're getting rid of. So
they left. They're gone. And this is like, I can't state to you. And we had this conversation the other day after we started recording a video like this and we stopped. The brain drain at Disney is catastrophic. Disney is only as good as its creatives, and the best people are leaving or getting pushed out. Mm-hmm. And we're left with a bunch of younger people who care more about Instagram and virtue signaling on
And the
Twitter.
people that are bringing it, like, Favreau and Filoni, are not the people you're hearing about all the time.
No.
They're getting the work done and then keeping their mouths shut and not making a big drama, screeching, whatever, all over the media and Twitter. Meanwhile, Lucasfilm Story Group is...
Yeah.
No one's still buying your damn books.
Yeah. So we're going to see the same thing happen on a bigger scale with the Stories Matter group. They're gonna basically blow up Disney and then they're going to lose money and everybody's going to be like, what the hell happened? We don't understand. The whole purpose was to go build a new audience. We don't understand.
People wouldn't care if they made some changes that made sense and that still felt the same, but I think people get that. Like, I can see where this might be a little offensive and I can see you changing it. People aren't that upset by that. What they're upset about is they're not just doing it. You're out there these people are out there running at the mouth on social media, constantly denigrating people right and left while they do it. That's a problem.
Yeah. And again,
muzzle your people.
Yes, Disney, that's the biggest favor you could do for yourself. And even if you make these changes or whatever, we've got people out there grandstanding and making a big deal about it, calling attention to it. That's when people get worked
And
up.
investors need to be aware of this. Investors need to start standing up too, because you're all like Disney Plus, but you're pissed off people about Disney Plus too.
Yeah.
Because people cannot shut up on Twitter.
There you go. Shut the fuck up, make roller coasters. That's all you gotta do.
Make magic. You have to treat when people go to Disney, you don't have to wear a badge and say, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. You get to go to Disney and they have to treat you all the damn same because they don't know.
Oh, just wait. Watch there come a day when you have to wear your politics on your sleeve, literally.
You want all their damn money, but you want to be insulting. And so just, you have to pick. If you're going to pick the side of, we're going to follow these extremists and then we're going to force everybody out and behave this way and make shitty comments on Twitter like that. Yeah. Like the one guy in Lucasfilm Story Group on the wood chipper. If you're going to have people doing that, but you want everybody's money, you're going to have to understand that there's a lot of people who don't agree with them politically and you're pissing them off. So you might want to just try to keep the politics out of it and keep it to middle.
Yeah, the people they go after, those 1%ers, a lot of them are like business owners and professionals. And guess what? Statistically, a lot of them are conservatives.
A lot of people, I think agree. I think a lot of people agree, that some things that are social causes that are necessary changes. Like a lot of people agree with that. They're not they'll twist it. That's what people are mad about. And they don't think that's even what they're mad about.
No, it's not just the changes. It's we're going to make these changes. And by the way, you're awful people. You're awful. You're all awful. Every one of you.
I'm going to insult you on Twitter. That'll be the cost of admission for the park and all the stuff we want you to buy while you're here. Why don't you just give me that money while you're at it too? You're going to take your money while I pissed on your face.
That is the best summary of Disney current year. Let Mickey piss in your face and he's going to take your money. You're going to pay.
But you're like, oh my God, stop peeing in my face. They're taking the money out of your pocket.
Hey pal, how's it going? Kept it warm for you. Open your mouth.
Stop.
You don't want to know what a Dole Whip is.
Sorry. I can't. It hurts my back.
And we've been talking about how the Disney experience has been degrading for years. And that was before all the politics.
Now it's degrading in a different way.
Yeah, they were, for the last 4, 5, 6 years, they've been giving you less and charging you more.
Before they were doing it and there wasn't even a pandemic.
No.
They were just doing it because they could. Record profits, guys. They've been going on about the PCAP's up,
Yeah.
And just so you know, which is ironic, PCAP is per capita. So they even call it P, guys. Come on. They abbreviate it in the investor calls PCAP. They keep going about the PCAP's up, the PCAP's up, the PCAP's up, because they kept upcharging everything.
Yeah, it's Disney is as we knew it, and I hate to be Debbie Downer, guys. Disney as we knew it is dead. and it's going to continue to die because we've got the people who made the Disney that we all loved. They're leaving, they're quitting, they're getting fired, they're going elsewhere.
Even before this, people were saying about when the prices were going up. Remember, they were saying, just take your money that you'd spend at Disney and you can go to Europe or do something else instead.
You can go to real Europe. You don't have to go to fake Europe and look at this ugly thing in fake Europe.
You know, yeah, I know, right, right.
It's like,
you can go and, like, you know, buy yourself a bunch of cool stuff and go on vacation somewhere. Yeah. And this is before the pandemic, okay? And before they started doing the stuff they're doing.
I'm sad. I'm just really, I'm just heartbroken. I'm heartbroken to see how quickly Disney has gone downhill.
Because they're listening to these idiots.
Yeah, don't listen to these twidiots. You know, they're Twitter bullshit. And if you want to stop the drama, just tell everybody, I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. You work for us. Stop it with the politics.
Twitter was too toxic for Disney to buy, according to Iger. Yes. But it was too toxic. Disney was going to buy Twitter. They didn't because they said it was too toxic. And this was several years ago, right? Yes. It's much more toxic now, but now they're going to listen to those people.
Now they live and die by Twitter. And you know what? Disney, you're going to die by Twitter. If you keep up this bullshit. It's just it's ridiculous.
And apparently there's more tweets that we have caught that there's
There
copies
are.
of.
There are
Even though
more
that
tweets.
they were taken down in the panic, apparently there are screenshots, and we'll have to find out what those are.
Yes, we might find out what they are. So we're going to wrap this one up. Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.